Hello there, and welcome back to a Star Wars story. Today we're going to be covering the role that Keanu Reeves will play in Star Wars The Acolyte, the upcoming limited event series set in the waning days of the High Republic, about 90 years prior to the events of The Phantom Menace. Major trades have reported that Keanu Reeves will cameo in The Acolyte. Now, the interesting thing here is that his contract notes that while Keanu Reeves will cameo as a character in The Acolyte, that character has potential to headline a spin-off that will be set thousands of years before The Acolyte. So the big question many have, and this is an absolute fair question to have, how is Keanu Reeves, a character in The Acolyte, but then also going to star in a spin-off as the same character thousands of years prior? There's a really simple explanation for this, and if you're a Star Wars fan, if you've been involved in the minutia of the fandom for a long time, then you've already caught wind of this. You've probably already hit the nail on the head. But for those of you who don't, we're going to quickly explain it. So, in Star Wars, there are holocrons, and holocrons are used by Jedi and Sith to store information, to store messages, to store lessons and teachings. They've been used for thousands of years. Since the existence of the Jedi Order 25,000 years ago, this kind of device has been used. And the Sith use it as well. Obviously, the Sith, the first Sith were fallen Jedi. They took those lessons and applied it to their own Sith Order. And holocrons were one of the things that they took with them and applied. Now, throughout the expanded universe and what we now know as Legends, and has been applied into canon as well, holocrons basically are a great, wonderful plot device to have little cameos and to have little bursts of fan service in, oh, hey, here's a character popping up. Darth Bane found Darth Revan's holocron and used it along with several other Sith holocrons to kind of define his teachings in the Legends continuity. Now, what he did in canon's a different story, and that's a whole other episode that we could talk about Legends and canon differences, but we're not going to get into that right now. So, for the sake of this discussion and for the sake of trying to figure out how this leak is going, how this leak works and what this leak is trying to say, we're going to take that holocron information and apply it to this leak. So, word gets out that Keanu Reeves is cameoing. Okay? Then we get word that several Sith Lords through holocrons will appear in The Acolyte. Okay. So those are currently disconnected. Those are two leaks that are completely disconnected. Then we have a specific Sith Lord will cameo in The Acolyte as an Easter egg and will be played by Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves is playing a Sith Lord that is revealed through a holocron, an ancient holocron. Now this is where we start connecting the dots. The conclusion that I think is fair to make, I mean, again, maybe it's not, maybe you can think of somebody else he could be, but the conclusion here is that when you look at these three disconnected leaks and you put it all together, Keanu Reeves appears to be playing Darth Revan. That is the logical conclusion here. It is a fair conclusion to make, though no actual leak states that definitively, but it is the conclusion everyone is reaching. And I'll tell you why. For years, Keanu Reeves has been fan casted as an adult Jedi Master or Sith Master Revan, whichever side of Revan you kind of want to fall on. Ultimately, he has been cast as Revan. This is very similar to the massive fan campaign around Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka. There was a lot of art pieces, everything was shared, trying to get attention, and ultimately Rosario was cast as Ahsoka, so now there's a precedent. Now there's a standard where fans can go, oh, they're actually listening to us and looking at kind of what we're proposing and suggesting. So now fans have taken these disconnected rumors and are putting their pieces together. So again, we have three disconnected rumors. Major trades have leaked that Keanu Reeves is in The Acolyte in a cameo, right? So we have that. Now, that one leak is not connected to the other two leaks / rumors. It depends on how you want to wash your hands of this. The second leak states that throughout the course of The Acolyte, several ancient holocrons will be discovered, and those holocrons will be Sith Lord recordings. A third additional leak, another separate leak, says that Keanu Reeves' cameo in The Acolyte is as a Sith Lord in one of those holocron recordings. So then you take all of that information and you draw a conclusion that says Darth Revan. That's where we're at right now. And honestly, I've been fan casting it too. I'm guilty of it as well. When I read all of this, my mind immediately went to, there's only one person he could be playing. Lucasfilm would not do that to us. You know what I mean? It's just, it would seem like really unfair to be like, oh, hey, we've got this Sith Lord, just some random person who's not named Revan. His name is Darth Icky, and we're just going to throw in Keanu Reeves as a cameo. Keanu Reeves is going to come in and play Darth Icky. I can't imagine them doing that because of the really massive fan campaign around Keanu Reeves as Revan. So I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of looking at these leaks and going, oh, okay, I'm going to draw a conclusion here. This is Darth Revan. It has to be. It just doesn't make any other sense. It can't be anybody else. So this is where I turn it over to you. Looking at the leaks, looking at the 3 separate leaks from 3 separate quote-unquote sources, right? We all know how this information goes. We all know the world of clickbait, but usually the major trades are not wrong. I mean, like, I don't remember a time where a major trade got a Star Wars casting report wrong. You know, let's lead with that. So now that we have all this information, I'm going to turn it over to you. Is there anyone else? Because I am not beyond it. Like, I'm not going to be upset if Keanu Reeves isn't Darth Revan, if he's some other Sith Lord. I will be a little disappointed, but is there anybody else that Keanu Reeves fits for this particular cameo that could still spin off into a separate series set thousands of years prior? Who does he work as? Oh, see, now I'm sitting here, and now that I asked that question, my mind is answering it. He could be Exar Kun. He could be Ulic Queldroma if they want to still dig through Legends. See, I'm ruining it for myself now, and I really wanted him to be Revan. I still really want him to be Revan. Or, God forbid, he's motion captured and he's Darth Plagueis, which would just be a waste in my opinion. Like, just like, oh, hey, we went from Revan to Plagueis. And don't get me wrong, like, we have to talk about Plagueis. We'll get there in a separate video, but it's just, I'm now just spitballing because I'm just like, my mind triggered imagination on, oh, wait, there's this one and this one and this one. Or if they want to go really far back, he could be a Junta Paul. So, okay, so see, I'm going to stop there. I'm going to stop there because I'm ruining it. But beyond all of that, do you think one of these characters are more likely than Darth Revan? And do you think that Lucasfilm, knowing the fan campaign to get Keanu Reeves cast as Darth Revan, would cast Keanu Reeves as someone else? Obviously, it's completely within their right. It is absolutely within their right. But they've set a precedent now with the Rosario Dawson casting. And now the Keanu Reeves fan campaign is going to be paying attention too. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, the Force will be with you always.